we have some really fun baseball fans at Ballum Stadium. You've seen them. You've seen Hog Noxious. You've seen the beer hats. You've seen all the people in the hog pen. And all of them are part of the reason that Razorback baseball is just a unique atmosphere. But none of them, as I understand, quite have, maybe, I don't know if influence is the right word, but influence that the next speaker has, who is here as well, who is one of the sponsors for tonight. And I mean, I see him on the road. I see him, can I say heckling every once in a while? Can I not? He's nice to the umpires for the most part, as long as they're nice to the Razorbacks. But he's also one of the biggest baseball supporters that you'll find in Arkansas. And I want to introduce him right now to come up and speak. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Cormack.
Well, I'll tell you, that's something, that's my bucket list. Get introduced by the voice of the Razorbacks. Three-time Arkansas Sportscaster of the Year. You do a great job. My wife told me to stay on script, and this is heavily redacted. A lot of stuff I'm not supposed to say, but I'm going to knock it out of the ballpark here and try. That's a baseball term, isn't it? Yeah. I know I'm batting ninth, so it's such an honor and a privilege to be here tonight, honoring Coach Dave Van Horn. We've already heard from Razorback legends, those who've coached and played for him. His record is impressive, undisputable, and without question. But I stand here tonight representing fans and our collective relationship and memories. From fans in Section 98 to fans in Section 118 and every section in between. From those fans who come to 3 a.m. games and sit in the rain. From fans who start lining up at 6:30 a.m. in the hog pen to hopefully get a seat for the greatest show in college of baseball. From the fans on tailgate row who manage to show up regardless of the weather every game. We all have memories and stories, but let me share a couple of mine, which I think illustrate the kind of person and coach Dave Van Horn is. Let me take you back to Florida, 2012. Hey, Ollie. We're down there, and it's a tough series, and Dave gets thrown out of the game, early in the game. The thing that was unusual about him getting thrown out was that he was actually walking back to the first base dugout. The horrible call was made by Steve Kennedy. Are there any SEC umpires in here? I wouldn't admit it anyway. I don't like any of you. But he got thrown out of the game. 2 or 3 days later, maybe a little more than that, we're back here in Arkansas, and we're at the Swatters Club, and Dave comes in, and he's talking to fans, and as he does, whether we win or lose, he's always talking to the fans and engaging the fans. And he wanders around to our table, looks over at me, and with that look on his face, he said, "I think you may have got me tossed out of that game." And I'm going to tell you, Coach, tonight, if I did, I'll own up to it. I was hitting the Pepsi pretty hard back in those days. So it's a blur, but I was giving Steve a hard time before you got there and after you got there. But that's the kind of coach and the kind of person he is. That's that kind of memory and relationship that you have. Let's go just a little bit further. Berkeley, California. 4-game series, it didn't go well at all. And my wife is with me, and we find ourselves after the game, we were invited to sit on the curb of the little road that goes up there to this stadium. Well, I was probably more than invited. I was actually told if I didn't sit on the curb, I was going to get put in handcuffs. We were surrounded by 4 of Berkeley, California's finest on Segways. I'm contemplating my life while I'm sitting here with my wife. And I look up, and the team bus pulls up. And I look up, some of you guys may be here, and you know this is a true story. I look up, and the team bus pulls up, and every player on that bus is glued to the window, and their eyes are this big, and they've got these looks on their face, and they're looking out at us, and the door on the bus opens. And Dave leans forward from that front seat that he normally sits in. He looks over there, and he says, "Hey, man, is everything okay?" Now that's the kind of coach we have, the interaction and the memories that we have. Coach, I thank you for the memories. I thank you for your integrity. I thank you for the way you run our program. Miss Karen, we thank you for letting us borrow your husband. Holland and Mariel, we thank you for letting us borrow your daddy. We love you guys, and we're so proud for you tonight. So, Coach, in closing, the fans, we decided we wanted to do something real special for you, for this night. This, like they've all said, this is an incredible honor. This goes to every fan. This is all the great things that we see, and Dave's being honored here tonight. And we thought, man, we can get together. We're going to get him a truck, a new truck and a boat to go fishing in. But you know, Coach, a funny thing happened. We got to trying to raise the funds, and we realized it just, boom, hit us like we were all broke. It was that 2 weeks we spent in Omaha with you in July. But Coach, we had a plan B. We got you something we know you will greatly appreciate, and we hope you wear it with pride. I can't wait till February 15th come around, and we'll see. Coach, you have a very special relationship with your fans. We're also very proud you're a coach. You're our coach. All these little Razorbacks running around my head right now, but Coach, 16 years ago, you were hired to replace a Razorback legend. You were hired by a Razorback legend. And Coach, 30 years from now when you retire as our head coach, that's what it says, that's what it says, somebody is going to have a huge job replacing a Razorback legend. Congratulations, Coach. God bless you. Go Hawks.